Welcome to Red Tsunami, where we talk Republican politics and conservative ideas.
Hello, I'm Grandpa Jonathan, thrilled to join you on this journey. I'll share knowledge gained through my years to provide clearer understanding of left and right politics. I look forward to your thoughts as we share ideas and create a red tsunami across America. Okay, today we're going to cover a topic that some people in the socio-communist Democrat Party really like. It's the idea of equality of outcomes, or what I like to call a social slavery economy. This is a mix of ancient philosophical ideas and modern socialist and social justice movements. It was significantly influenced by thinkers like Karl Marx, who, as we all know, advocated for a classless society and economic equality, and later by modern socialist theorists who promoted varying degrees of economic equality. The idea is also embedded in the concept of substantive equality, which aims for equal results for disadvantaged groups through policies that address systemic discrimination. Now that seems like a lot to say and take in all at once, I'm sure. However, the idea is simple. Basically, step one is to notice how different people live differently with different outcomes. Step two is to despise that. Step three is forcing everyone to have the exact same outcome for their labor. Step four is to make up a bunch of reasons why you're commanding serious and personal aspects of people's lives by removing them from their control. And these reasons can be anything that sounds good at the moment. Like when I said that thing a moment ago about substantive equality. Remember, it aims to force equal results for disadvantaged groups whose disadvantages are apparently caused by big, uncontestable words like systemic and discrimination. Finally, step five is to rewrite laws to ensure no one has the freedom, right, or privilege to challenge your celestially brilliant and heart-driven, uncontestable, authoritarian control over the minds, actions, and desires of an entire populace. Hey everyone, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. It's your way of tossing me a nickel for the good info. And think of it like this, it's not your nickel, it's YouTube's nickel, and they are a bunch of liberals, so it's like you are spending YouTube's money instead. That leaves less for their other leftist endeavors and more for us to win the next several elections in a great red tsunami. So click those buttons like a true bandit. And most of all, don't forget to share this video with as many of your Republican friends as you can. Share, share, share away. Oh, and don't forget, our nation is celebrating its 250-year anniversary this year in 2026. We will be adding celebration items to our store throughout the year. So grab your patriotic paraphernalia while you can and join the celebration. The link to our store is in the description. Okay, let's take a look at what really happens in a society that tries to implement equality of outcomes, or as I said earlier, a social slavery economy. Here is the setup. On the chart you see here, you will notice a center line moving right to left that reads 0. So, anything above that line is moving in a greater positive direction, and anything below that line is moving in a lesser negative direction. Now, if you are a socio-communist Democrat dictator, your goal is to keep every individual and family in society right in the red box you see now. That red box represents the equal outcome spread from the 0 mark on the chart. The 0 mark is where every single individual and family in your society is achieving equal outcomes. That means no one is gaining anything over anyone else, and no one is losing anything over anyone else. As a socio-communist Democrat who relishes social slavery, This is the ultimate goal of the equal outcomes idea. After all, anyone having something more than someone else is what triggered this theory of yours about how equality should be defined and forced upon a populace. The same is true for anyone falling behind. You have a mad desire to rush in and help those who are falling behind by gifting them even more resources beyond what you established to be equal resources in the beginning. Your heart aches for the fallen so much. You must rectify it by giving them unequal amounts from others in society, just to keep them at equal outcomes. If you can maintain everyone's outcomes close to the zero line, again the equal outcomes line, then you are running your society exactly as you believed from the beginning, and congratulations to you for doing so. So remember, that is your goal in this theory. Now, let's take a look at what happens to individuals and families once they receive the equal outcomes from their blood, sweat, and tears efforts as outlined by your administration. As we kick off the chart, you can see individuals and families enumerated on the dots. What begins happening is some people start making good decisions about the resources they receive, and other people start making bad decisions about the resources they receive. Wow, it diverges quickly with all those good and bad decisions. Well, suddenly you just can't have that. All those people making good decisions suddenly have more than all those people making bad decisions. So you pass a tax law raping everyone who made good decisions so as to redistribute their unequal extras to those who have made bad decisions with their earned resources, just so you can get everyone back on the zero line. Wow, what a powerful person you are. But you miss something. The decisions people make with their resources are not going to change just because you stole it from them. And this time the divergence happens faster. History repeats itself over and over, and no matter how powerful you are, you once again fail to learn its lessons. And the big one here is, you can't control how intelligently or unintelligently people will use their resources to make something better for themselves. This is ingrained in our species to always try to make our lives and surroundings better for ourselves and our families first. And that is something government has never been able to do. Now, how's that for some craziness? All right, everyone, let's put our thoughts out there about this idea the socio-communist Democrat Party really loves to talk about. And let's think, though, this thoroughly. We may not hit every savvy thought on this topic or hit every hot impression, but let's see what kind of ground we can cover here in our review. Okay, what are your overall thoughts on this idea? Aren't you all ready to be social slaves to an all-powerful socio-communist Democrat leader? Come on, it's such a great idea. Let's go vote Democrat. What do you think about having someone in charge who dictates not only what you receive as an equal outcome for your blood, sweat, and tears, but their all-knowing aura spills into what you do with it too? Can't you imagine the omniscience and wisdom of such an amazing, all-powerful Democrat? Wow, what a leader, what a human. You could never be so amazing, you pathetic Republican. Now let's think a little deeper. What kind of mindset do you think a person has to have in order to grab onto an idea such as this one and run hard with it into political power? What do you think is going through their mind when they are discussing this idea with the voters? Can you imagine knowing what you know now and still working to promote this idea? Wouldn't you be embarrassed talking about this, knowing that the people you are talking to have already seen the ridiculousness of this idea? Okay, let's say you become dictator of America. How would you really implement the socio-communist idea of equal outcomes? How would you control every thought and desire of the populace to keep it from making good and bad decisions about the resources they have earned, so that you, the almighty, all-knowing overlord of humans, can ensure equal outcomes remain equal outcomes over time? Can you imagine how much time would be taken away from real leadership actions just to control people? Wow. Now, what do you think the population would really think of you for doing this? Do you really think you would live long? And if so, where do you think you would fall in the list of greatest presidents in history? How truthful would the populace be when asked a question about how much resources they have and what they have gained or lost over time? How about if people 1/10 as smart as the dictator, who make good decisions with the equal outcomes they receive, don't tell the truth about what they have gained with their good decisions? How about they lie and say they are losing resources just so they can get even more resources from the government being led by the dictator with such huge heartstrings? Finally, after seeing and now knowing all this about equal outcomes in the social slavery economy, what exactly is equal outcomes? To me, equality of outcomes sounds nothing more than the final result of the socio-communist Democrat Party leader who promotes this idea, and that is, they get the exact equal outcome of every other idiot despot that has tried this time and time again through history. They get the same failure with the same destruction of people, family, economies, and societies as before. And their efforts, ideas, and verbal elegances remain buried equally at the bottom of history's dumbest leaders list. Now, there's probably a lot more we can talk about with this topic, but the goal of this presentation is to get you thinking more about it. Let it float around in your thoughts when you are bored. Let your mind pick it apart even further. Put your other thoughts in the comments down below, and let's see how many Democrats you can cause to self-combust. All right now, if you want to cheer on an actual real-life election, Red Tsunami, and you want to know who your real friends are, look for this logo.
And please support Red Tsunami by checking out our shop.